Hey everyone, this is Raphael, artist and illustrator. And today I'm going to show you a demonstration on how to paint a koi fish in easy steps. And by the way, this will be a one half video, so there'll be two parts to this. I'm going to show you the first half and the first rough part of it, and then I'll show you the more detailed part in the next video. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so I'm using just a blank canvas right now. I'm gonna start painting it, and I'm just using a standard blue, a little bit of brown, and a bit of white, titanium white, just to mute it and dim down the blue. I'm basically doing a bunch of the background, and I'm trying to make the background kind of like the pool floor, like you see, um, because I'm just painting a single koi. I sort of almost like a pet, and I figured that this would be an interesting idea to have like a pool floor around it. It's just covering up the canvas with acrylic paint, just smoothing and blending things. Make sure what's a good light spot, what's a good dark spot. Just blending it out, adding more. And I keep doing this until I pretty much cover up the canvas. I don't have, the fish is not there yet. In case you're wondering why you don't see the fish. I'm going to actually draw it in after I cover the canvas with the paint, because I want to just not worry about going around it when I paint. I just want to just focus on the background completely as I'm painting right now. And so I can just focus on putting that color and just blending and making it nice and soft, and it just looks nice. It just looks nice for my fish when I finally draw it in and start painting the actual fish. So this is just the base for it. Almost there with the covering. I'm just patching it up. I fill it up. When you're doing the background, you want to fill it up as much as you can, and then you worry about the subject afterwards. Yeah. Now I'm getting ready to use my drawing, and I'm actually going to use a chalk pencil instead of a regular graphite pencil. Now the reason why I'm doing this is the chalk pencil actually appears better on the paint, better it grips better on it. The regular pencil has a hard time showing and gripping onto paint, so it gets very difficult to draw on it, and it kind of makes it look messy. And this actually is a lot neater. So if you ever do a painting and you want to draw on it, better to use chalk pencil instead. Makes it a lot easier. Now I'm just drawing one koi fish, just the basic shapes, the cylinders, and then you have triangles for the fins. And I just wave. And actually, as I'm doing this, I'm actually also using a couple of reference photos, kind of to help to guide me to what they look like. Reference photos helps a lot when you're drawing, whether you're learning or So always recommending using reference photo. Now since I completed my drawing, now I'm filling up the koi fish with paint. Just like a very muted gray, almost like white, but not quite. Um, Reason for that is you don't ever want something to be completely white, because if you paint something completely white, it can be very chalky and very flat, regardless what you're creating, whether it's realistic or illustration, animation, anything. You have to have some color into your white. Even black, you gotta have a little bit of color to it. Can't be all white. I'm just muting it up. I'm making this koi fish mostly light gray and orange, with some dark spots on it. That's what its characteristics will have. So I'm just using the base first as a light gray, kind of give it just figuring out the shape and uh, color in the fins and everything, just to make it really look nice, soft, and having that idea. Now I'm applying some orange on here, uh, a basic orange, and I'm just following along what areas would I would like to be orange, and what area would I would like to be left just gray. Um, just to kind of give it a unique character towards it, because not all koi fish are the same. So you want it different, and you don't want to copy the photo directly all the time. It kind of just gives it its own interest towards it. And just following along and applying more. There's orange. You can use straight orange. Well, I use a mixture of straight orange along with some reds, some yellows. It has a little bit of brown. Um, just to help uh, differences on the oranges, to make it give it more of a character towards it. And as I'm applying it, I'm trying to blend some, and then show like some scales, and I'm blending in right now, kind of use nice and smooth shape. And I keep doing this. Keep adding orange towards it in different spots. And just kind of make it communified. Making sure. Kind of also using kind of like a drawing method of value of shading a little bit with the paint, so it kind of gives it a three-dimensional look. And going back, I'm using like a little bit of a deeper orange. Actually, it's more like a red, and I'm kind of just on the bottom, kind of leveling it around it in dark spots. Make sure I don't cover up the whole thing with red, but a little bit. That kind of gives it a depth of from backwards. And I kind of read it from all the way from the back and forward. Kind of has like a brighter orange. I kind of just some new spots on the mouth. Kind of adding give it some scales. Fish gotta have scales. Now I'm getting into the eyes using a darker gray, like a darker bluish gray kind of, just to give them eyes, showable eyes. Filling that like a circle kind of the lighting. It's separated from the body, make sure. As I'm doing that, the color and make sure they pop out nicely. And just repeating things over, going on with it nicely. Some gray. Just cover up some of the XX oranges that I didn't want. There was a couple things that kind of bothered me a bit, so I covered that up with some gray, so it looks a lot nicer now. Filled up with the fin. And I'm just going back with the grays, covering up some oranges. That way it's not so covered up with oranges. And sometimes you gotta go back and relayer things to make things look nicer. And now that's it for now, until the second half. This is the first half of the video, but please stay tuned for next week on the second half of the video, because it'll be more in depth, and I will show you the more in depth version. So please subscribe and get ready for next week.